the media, esteemed colleagues, our online viewing audience. Hello and welcome to the regional launch of the OECS Skills and Innovation Project. On behalf of the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States Commission and the Ministry of Education St. Lucia, we are thrilled to have you join us today for this momentous occasion where we revolutionize, revitalize, and robustly enhance technical and vocational education, skills, and innovation training in our region. So thank you for joining us today. From the OECS Communications Unit, I am Malaika Thompson-Sinak, Communications Specialist, and it's my honor to be with you here today.
And I am Naim Filbert, President of the Students' Council at the South Louis Community College. Together, we will guide you through this exciting program as we celebrate the transformative power of education, skills, and innovation.
So to officially start, we invite you to please stand for the national anthem of St. Lucia, performed by Mr. Michael Fletcher, a talented student of Monroe University, St. Lucia.
Please remain standing as we invite Elder Hubert Hart, Director of Plant and Equipment at the Ministry of Education, Sustainable Development, Innovation, Science, Technology, and Vocational Training to lead us in an invocation.
Good morning to everyone. As we assume the proper posture for prayer. Heavenly Father, we thank you this morning for life sped. As we come before you today with hearts filled with gratitude for the opportunity to gather here for this significant occasion. We thank you for the vision and dedication of everyone involved in bringing this project to its fruition at this point. We acknowledge your presence, and we pray that you will continue to lead all those who are involved, and that all who has put the efforts and the resources into it, those who have funded the project, we pray for your blessings upon them. And as this project goes through its many stages, we pray that your guidance will grant us great success. Bless those who will be involved, bless the recipients, and we pray to the end of it all that the honor and glory will be to your name as we deliver all things into your hands in Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank you, Elder Hart, for setting the tone for today's event with your heartfelt prayer. Before we proceed, we would like to invite you to take your seat. Please be seated. We would also crave your indulgence to introduce and establish the protocol for today's event. Please join us in recognizing Minister for Education, Innovation, Science, Technology, and Vocational Training, Honorable Sean Edward. Minister for Youth Development and Sports of St. Lucia, Honorable Kenson Joel Casimir. Minister for Education, Youth, and Sports of Grenada and Senator, the Honorable David E. Andrew. Minister for Education and National Reconciliation of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Honorable Curtis King. Minister for Education, Human Resource Planning, Vocational Training, and National Excellence of the Commonwealth of Dominica, Honorable Octavia Alfred.
Parliamentary Secretary in the Ministry of Education, St. Lucia, Dr. Pauline Antoine Prosper. Permanent Secretaries in the Ministry of Education across OECS member states. Director General, Organization of Eastern Caribbean States, Dr. Didis Jules. Head, Human and Social Division, OECS Commission, Ms. Sistra Simon. World Bank Representatives, Ms. Dion O'Connor, Country Officer, Jamaica and the OECS.
Ms. Victoria Levin, Team Lead for SKIP, World Bank. Chief Education Officers, Directors of Education, Dr. Anthony Felician, Board of Governors, Sir Arthur Lewis Community College, Dr. Marjorie Jameson Charles, Principal, Sir Arthur Lewis Community College, Dr. Keith Nurse, President of the College of Science, Technology, and Applied Arts, Trinidad and Tobago, former Principal, Sir Arthur Lewis Community College.
Dr. Carleen Mason, Executive Director, Center for Adolescent Rehabilitation and Education, Dr. Michelle Charles, Monroe University, Mrs. Beverly Ann Peters Albert, Executive Secretary, National Skills Development Center, Heads of Departments and Senior Officials of the Ministries of Education, Mr. Gordon Charles, President of the OECS Business Council.
Ms. Keisha Mitchell, Senior Vice President of the Grenada Investment and Development Corporation. Dr. Ricardo Neal, Chairman and Founder, OECS Robotics Association. Representatives of the private sector, representatives of the Caribbean Union of Teachers, staff of the OECS Commission.
Youth representatives, students of the T.A. Marischal Community College, New Low, Sir Arthur Lewis Community College, and National Skills Development Center, members of the media.
We ask that you please join us in welcoming our distinguished guests. We are happy that they could make the time to join us this morning. And indeed, on behalf of the OECS Commission and the Ministry of Education, we are happy that each and every one of you, both in person and online, could join us today. It is now my honor to invite the Honorable Sean Edwards, Minister for Education, Sustainable Development, Innovation, Science, Technology, and Vocational Training of St. Lucia, to deliver the welcome and opening remarks. Please join me in welcoming Minister Edwards. Thank you.
Thank you very much, chairpersons of proceedings. Permit me to adopt the protocol that was so ably established by the host of this morning's activity. That notwithstanding, I'd like to acknowledge the presence of my cabinet and parliamentary colleague in whose constituency we are today, the Honorable Kenton Kazabe, Minister for Youth Development and Sports in the government of St. Lucia. My very good friend, Minister with Responsibility for Education in the government of Grenada, the Honorable David Andrew. We're happy to have you, sir. Other colleague ministers with responsibility for education and youth in the OECS, Dr. Didis Jules, Director General of the OECS, Mr. Kendall Kudra, the Acting Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education, Ms. Beverly Diodoni, the Chief Education Officer and staff of the Ministry of Education, other distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It is a privilege to welcome you to the regional and local launch of the OECS Skills and Innovation Project. This initiative marks the start of an important journey in transforming post-secondary education across our region. Today we celebrate a vision brought to life through a collaborative project that seeks to narrow the divide between opportunity and potential for our youth. The recently approved OECS Skills and Innovation Project represents a powerful commitment by the World Bank in partnership with the governments of Grenada and St. Lucia and the OECS Commission to advance post-secondary education and skills development in the Eastern Caribbean. This $36 million initiative, split between Grenada, St. Lucia, and the OECS Commission, is an ambitious, transformative effort designed to benefit over 40,000 young people across our region, fostering critical skills necessary for our youth as they navigate a rapidly changing job market and economy. In the OCS, we face a paradox: high youth unemployment on one hand and shortages of critical skills on the other. This project addresses such challenges head-on, aiming to bridge the gap by equipping our youth with skills that are both relevant and transformative, a requirement for thriving in today's ever-evolving world. Over the next 6 years, the project will enable regional collaboration by driving academic excellence and building a vibrant ecosystem of innovation across our post-secondary institutions. In St. Lucia, the post-secondary institutions involved in this project are the Sir Arthur Lewis Community College and the National Skills Development Center, known to many as NSDC. I already anticipate the improvements in our teaching standards and the development of new programs that align with our labor market needs. This ecosystem will be underpinned by the establishment of innovation hubs and the strengthening of industry partnerships. The expected outcomes will be enhanced learning environments, increased technical competencies, and strengthened regional cooperation, thereby creating a network of skilled professionals ready to meet the demands of a dynamic global economy. Not only will our post-secondary institutions be supported, but provision will also be made for entrepreneurs and firms in implementing programs aligned with industry needs and innovation, thereby amplifying the positive impacts of our economies. The OECS Skills and Innovation Project is timely and aligns well with our country's shared commitment to educational and economic development. Through coordinated efforts both regionally and nationally, we can provide our young people with the tools they need to lead our communities, harness our natural resources sustainably, and seize the opportunities of a globally connected economy. As the Minister with responsibility for education, sustainable development, innovation, science, technology, and vocational training, I wholeheartedly endorse this initiative as it lays the foundation for the establishment of a robust framework for regional integration in post-secondary education. It is expected that through targeted investments, we will cultivate the essential transversal and technical skills that will strengthen not only individual career prospects, but also regional economic resilience and competitiveness. As we launch this initiative today, let us celebrate our shared commitment to empowering our youth and creating opportunities and building an environment that nurtures innovation across our member states. Thank you to our partners and all stakeholders involved in this initiative. Together, we are not just building a platform for academic excellence, we are laying the foundation for a brighter, more resilient future for our region and for the region's people. Thank you and welcome to the launch of the OECS Skills and Innovation Project.
Thank you, Honorable Edwards, for setting the tone for this event. Now it is my honor to welcome Senator the Honorable David Andrew, Minister for Education from Grenada, for his greetings and brief remarks.
Thank you very much, Mr. Master of Ceremony. I see we have a very exhaustive list of distinguished ladies and gentlemen here today. I want to recognize all of you, but I'm particularly delighted to be on the home turf of my colleague, Minister for Education, Honorable Sean Edwards. So I acknowledge you, and Minister in whose constituency we are today. I acknowledge you as well, Director General, CISRA and other members of the OECS, World Bank officials, and other distinguished individuals, permanent secretaries, chief education officers, all of you lovers of education and persons in the field. I greet you. It's indeed a pleasure to be here. I will try to stay on script so that I will respect the time allotted to me. Given my preference for freelance speaking, I could easily overrun the time allotted, but I'll stay on script. So it is my distinct honor to address you today as we take another step towards addressing one of the systemic barriers in our region. I say to this audience and to those tuned in online that the barrier that I speak of is the inflexibility of our education systems. Our systems of education have not been able to respond sufficiently to the demands of the labor market and the continuous need for innovation. I am aware, though, that across this region, much effort is being expended on addressing those gaps, with a renewed focus on technical vocational education and training, TVET. Let me hasten to add, though, that while skills training is important, much of which we've discussed and embarked upon, investing in isolated programs here and there can only take us thus far, or so far. The reality is, we can only meet the demands of an ever-evolving world if we first confront the limitations within our education frameworks as they are. According to the micro or the macro poverty outlook for 2022, OECS member states are highly open and vulnerable economies, heavily dependent on external demand for goods and services, which makes us vulnerable to significant economic volatility. Dependent, vulnerable are the terms used. What does that mean for our education system? In fact, it means that our post-secondary institutions, as they currently stand, are not adequately aligned to the demands of our economies. It means that too often, students graduate unprepared to excel in the labor market. That requires adaptability, technical expertise, and innovative thinking. This is why, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, this OECS Skills Innovation Project, SKIP, comes at precisely the right time for our region. A time when there might be a 17-year-old girl in a small Grenadian village who wakes up each morning with a passion for a talent for designing clothing or crafting digital graphics, but her school lacks the resources to refine her talent. It comes at a time when there might be a young man in St. Lucia spending afternoons helping his uncle repair small engines, but without formal certification. His talent remains untapped. We therefore thank the World Bank and the OECS for their timely support to this project and our government's country and youth across the region. This project seeks to transform dreams into realities for our students through enhanced infrastructure, targeted assessments, improved teaching practices, and the forging of partnerships that bridge the gap between education and industry. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the transformative vision we must work towards and embrace. Today, we are not just discussing policy, strategy, or funding. We are talking about real lives, young men and women across our islands who are brimming with potential, eager to contribute, innovate, and thrive. Let us ensure that citizens of St. Lucia and Grenada, and eventually Dominica, Antigua and Barbuda, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and across the wider OECS have access to the tools, resources, and opportunities they need to succeed. Let us not underestimate the power of this moment. Through this initiative, we are building a legacy, one that says to every young person in our region, your talents matter, your dreams are valid, and with the right tools, you can change the world. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister Andrew, for just giving us a clear why for being here and for the launch of the OECS Skills and Innovation Project. You started off by speaking to the inflexibility in education and that, if remaining unchecked, creating barriers, and the importance of a SKIP project. And I really want to zero in on that because it is something that we at the OECS Commission recognize. The Commission, well, it is no secret that our Director General, in addition to ensuring that we fulfilled the components of the revised Treaty of Basseterre, chief among which is regional integration and economic development, he is, I am saying, taking a liberty here, a strong champion for education, skills building, and empowering the youth. So we have at the OECS Education Sector Strategy, and we've been doing a lot of work on revising the curriculum. There is now a digital curriculum as well as a harmonized curriculum for education across the region. And one of the key things is really to be flexible, to equip our students for life in the 21st century, life as citizens who are well-rounded, law-abiding, making a strong contribution, civic-minded, but who are also able to innovate and contribute as business leaders, employers, employees, civil servants at every level. And you know, when you speak of that inflexibility, we're definitely working with member states, and we commend our member states, Ministry of Education, St. Lucia, for coming on board with SKIP. We commend our valued partner, development partner, World Bank, and even other partners, because OECS does have the Global Startup Hub, where every year, it's in its second cohort now, and every year we take approximately 21 students to Silicon Valley, and we have a partner there, Draper University, and these students are immersed in a 5-week training in entrepreneurship and just to hit the ground running. And so the point I'm making, we really do have to be flexible, and we are certainly in the region planting seeds, building an ecosystem. You know, we have TVET certification with SKIP, and then there's also scope for these students to go to Draper University in other programs, here by the Commission, supported by member states, and really the sky is the limit for entrepreneurship and innovation. So I thank you, Minister Andrew, for those remarks. And I would also like to invite, noting that music is the language of the soul, we wish to invite Mr. Michael Fletcher to treat us to a musical rendition with his talents. Please join me in welcoming him again. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Fletcher, for that beautiful performance. Please join me in dedicating another round of applause for all the talented youth of our region. It is now time for the keynote address titled Transforming OECS Education Through Skills and Innovation, Empowering Tomorrow's Generation, Innovating Today. Join me in welcoming Dr. Didicus Jules, Director General of the OECS.
Thank you very much. Kindly allow me to adopt the protocol already established, but to specifically recognize our host, the Minister for Education, Innovation, Science, Technology, and Vocational Training of St. Lucia, the Honorable Sean Edward, other ministers and parliamentary secretaries of education and youth of the region, senior education officials, World Bank representatives, Ms. Dion O'Connor, Country Officer for the OECS, and Victoria Levin, representatives of tertiary and technical institutions, especially the youth representatives, Mr. Gordon Charles of the OECS Business Council, Dr. Keith Nurse of the College of Science and Technology, and formerly of Sir Arthur. A special welcome to Dr. Ricardo Neal, who is chairman and founder of the OECS Robotics Association, representatives of the Caribbean Union of Teachers, members of the media, and my colleagues from the OECS headed by Sisra. So today we stand at the intersection of promise and potential. The theme of this gathering, Education Through Skills and Innovation, Empowering Tomorrow's Generation, Innovating Today, captures the essence of the transformative journey that we need to undertake. In the OECS, we face significant challenges. Skills shortages, as we've heard, high youth unemployment, and a mismatch between education and market needs. Over 40% of our youth aged 15 to 24 in countries like St. Lucia and Grenada are unemployed. These numbers represent untapped potential and constitute a call for action. While the global demand for technical and vocational skills grows, projected to reach 14 trillion by 2013, the Caribbean must embrace this shift with a mindset transformation. No longer can technical and vocational education be viewed as second class. Instead, it must be recognized as a vital component of our economic and social development. Empowering tomorrow's generation begins with equipping them with practical market-relevant skills. This includes both technical expertise and I want to emphasize this, the foundational soft skills, communication, adaptability, teamwork, and an entrepreneurial spirit. And you heard earlier what Malaika said in relation to the initiatives we have at the OECS involving Draper University. These skills underpin personal and professional success. Innovation, after all, thrives on creativity, collaboration, and resilience. We must also nurture holistic development. Education is not merely about preparing for jobs, but building a life. True education involves the harmonious development of the physical, the mental, and the spiritual. It is about fostering a mindset that sees challenges as opportunities and failure as a step towards mastery. So there's a need to rethink the system. The dichotomy between academic or so-called academic and technical paths has long stifled our potential. Brain science reveals diverse learning styles, visual, auditory, kinesthetic, and our education systems must adapt to these differences. Rather than labeling students, we must celebrate and develop their unique strengths. The rapid pace of technological advancement also demands a reimagined approach. Our youth need not just hard skills, but also foundational knowledge in science and mathematics, critical thinking, and problem solving. And this is not an either-or scenario, but an integrated framework that builds robust, versatile learners. Projects like the OECS SKIP are essential. By addressing technical skills gaps, aligning curricula with labor market demands, and fostering public-private partnerships, we create pathways from education to employment. Initiatives like the OECS Robotics Association exemplify how we can inspire innovation and collaboration among our youth. And I have at this point to extend deep appreciation and kudos to Dr. Neil for the extraordinary accomplishments to date. I don't know whether many of you know this, but representatives of different member states have, as parts of the OECS Robotics Association, have been involved in international robotics competitions and have scored significant successes. And Dr. Neil is the driving force behind this. But the transformation requires more than systemic change. It also demands cultural change. We must invest not just in infrastructure, but also in attitudes, encouraging lifelong learning, entrepreneurship, and a commitment to excellence. Empowering tomorrow's generation is a collective responsibility. We have
Nestled in the valley.
What was that? We have a tendency to always place the blame as well as the responsibility on governments. So let me emphasize, it is a collective responsibility. Governments must continue to prioritize education budgets. But again, there we must also focus on wastage resulting from educational failure. And I've done some work that shows significant wastage in our systems. If you look at a cohort entering Form 1 at the secondary level and the numbers who end in Form 5, there's attrition there. And when you look at those who, having sat CXC, get 5 or more subjects, which is deemed to be the benchmark for employability in the workforce, you significant wastage. And when you look at those with 5 or more subjects, including English and maths, further wastage. Now you look at the per capita cost of taking a child from Form 1 up to Form 5, and you do the mathematics, you will see in one particular OECS country, it amounts to over $40 million wastage. And yet rhetorically in ministries we say, no child left behind. But the reality is we are leaving a lot behind. Every child who goes through the system must end up or should end up with the benchmarks. So it's not just about more money, it's about no wastage. The private sector too must make its contribution to the investment in skills development and innovation. Educators themselves must adopt student-centered approaches, and communities must celebrate all pathways to success. As we innovate today, let us keep the future in mind. Our mission is not just to equip youth for the jobs of today, but to prepare them to adapt, to lead, and to create in the uncertainties of tomorrow. This requires bold thinking, collaboration, and unwavering commitment. In closing, let us remember, the foundation we build today determines the structure of our future. Education through skills and innovation is not just a theme, it is a transformative agenda. Together, let us empower a generation to rise, innovate, and lead. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Jules. Dr. Jules is always a masterclass in education, development, regional integration. Listening to you speak, I forgot I was hosting because I was just listening. And well, Dr. Jules, you reminded us very well of the importance of today, and you gave us some very moving figures. To think that you've quantified it, and I know you rely on research, so these are, reliable figures, that it's a loss of $40 million. I mean, just take 1 or 2 seconds now to think on that, and a few minutes when you leave here, what that means, because the children of today become the youth in a few years, and then they become the citizens of tomorrow. And traditionally in the region, I mean, many of us have grown up with grandparents, parents, great-grandparents who've encouraged us into particular careers. Go be a doctor, go be a lawyer. And these are very important professions that we must have. And I commend our doctors and our lawyers and our nurses and our engineers. We need you. But Dr. Jules mentioned that we have to stop looking at TVET certifications and persons who are in these vocational fields, looking at these as second-class pursuits. And I mean, I dare say they are very much first-class pursuits also and first-class fields. And if anybody should doubt me, think of that loss of $40 million. Think of a young man or a young woman who leaves the secondary school system not feeling academically inclined. They are bright. They just didn't want to study anymore, or maybe they didn't do well at CXC, which is not really a reflection of their true intelligence. I've been reading your book, Dr. Jules, Education for Uncertainty, so I am referencing some of what I've read. But it's a lost opportunity for them, whereas they might have been channeled to direct their intelligence elsewhere and become entrepreneurs, innovators, and just productive citizens who are contributing valuably, not just to raising families and to our society, but to also our GDP and our development. So skills is very much on point, and I thank you again for your remarks, Dr. Jules. I also would like to invite the talented students of the House of Dramacon to treat us or to perform a cultural piece. Thank you.
The true story of the torch of tomorrow. In the bustling town of Denry, nestled in a valley surrounded by glowing hills of bioluminescent trees, The annual Festival of Lights celebrated the spirit of innovation. This year, however, the festival held an additional feature, a chance for the community to unite under the theme, Empowering Tomorrow's Generation, Innovation Today. The town elder, Helen, stood before a diverse crowd gathered in Fodor. Her deep, resonant voice began. This is the story of the torch of tomorrow. It is not just a relic, but a beacon of hope and responsibility. She gestured towards a bronze, intricately designed torch on the stage. A relic said to carry the dreams of generations past. It was passed down every 50 years to a new bearer. Helen explained, this torch represents the eternal flame of ideas, a reminder that each of us must add to its light. Among the attendees was Lucia, a 16-year-old inventor known for her curious mind and a knack for turning discarded scraps into tools. Inspired by Helen's words, Lucia approached her after the ceremony. Helen, Lucia asked hesitantly, how can someone like me carry a legacy so great? I have ideas, but they seem so small. Helen smiled warmly. Even the smallest spark, she responded, can ignite a revolution. Tell me, Lucia, what problem keeps you awake at night? Apprehensively, she confessed, the children of our valley walk miles to access clean water from the springs. I wish there were ways to bring water to them. Helen nodded thoughtfully. Then perhaps that is where your light should shine. Over the following months, Lucia worked tirelessly. She discussed with past and present lecturers, read books, studied YouTube videos, and collaborated with friends and elders in the village. Using bamboo pipes, simple turbines, and the natural slopes of Denry's Valley, Lucia created a sustainable aqueduct system powered by the stream's own flow. On the day of the unveiling, the community gathered once more. The aqueduct's first water poured into the center of the village as the crowd erupted in cheers. Helen handed Lucia the torch of tomorrow. You've shown us that innovation is not just for today, but for the generations to come. May your work inspire others to light their own paths. From that day forward, the festival became more than a celebration of ideas. It became a space for the community to dream together, each generation empowering the next. And so, in Denry, the torch of tomorrow burned brighter than ever, a testament to the idea that today's innovation is the foundation of a better world for those who follow.
right. Okay, so she will continue painting and we will show it to you at the end. So wait for the big finale. And now the moment we've all been eagerly awaiting. Ms. Sisra Simon, head of the Human and Social Division at the OECS Commission, will unveil the OECS SKIP project.
Thank you, Master of Ceremonies. I wish to adopt the protocols already established. However, please allow me to acknowledge the esteemed presence of our Minister of Education right here in St. Lucia, the Honorable Sean Edwards, our Minister of Youth and Sports in St. Lucia, the Honorable Kenson Kazme, Minister of Education in Grenada, the Senator, the Honorable David Andrew, Minister of Education, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, who is online with us, the Honorable Curtis King, Minister of Education in the Commonwealth of Dominica, the Honorable Octavia Alfred, also with us online, Director General of the OECS Commission, Dr. Didicus Jules. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, and most importantly, the bright and talented young minds of the OECS states, I bid you a good Friday morning. What if the next big innovation that changes the world came from right here in our Caribbean region? What if our youth, brimming with untapped talent, energy, and ideas, became the architects of a brighter, smarter, and more resilient OECS? Today, we're not just asking those questions, we're answering them with solid actions. I am thrilled to welcome you to the launch of the Skills and Innovation Project, or as we affectionately call it, SKIP. In the wake of COVID-19, we listened very closely to the voices of post-secondary institutions across the OECS. A working group comprising national college leaders, the World Bank, and the OECS Commission, led by Dr. Keith Nuss, who, by the way, is online with us, the then principal of the South Louis Community College. This working group played a pivotal role in shaping this project's conceptual framework. This working group emphasized the importance of aligning the project with regional economic priorities, such as boosting innovation, addressing skills gaps, transforming the TVET space, and leveraging creative and digital economies for sustainable growth. Their message was clear. Our youth crave the tools to thrive in a rapidly evolving technological world. SKIP is our bold response to that call. This isn't just another program. It's a movement, a game changer, a spark for something extraordinary. With SKIP, we are equipping our youth with cutting-edge skills in technology, opportunities to promote innovation, and to build strong entrepreneurship skills. We are empowering them to shape industries, solve real-world problems, and create opportunities that were previously non-existent. Because innovation is not just about technology, it is about unleashing imagination, taking bold steps, and making the impossible possible. The OECS region is a region bursting with potential. As one visionary leader wisely said, the future isn't something we wait for, it's something we build. Today, we are building the future together. The OECS Commission affirms its commitment to ministries of education in Grenada, St. Lucia, and the wider member states. This stage is set. The spark is lit. The world is watching. Let's fuel innovation, empower our youth, and let the OECS shine brighter than ever. Are you ready to join this transformative movement? Let's skip into the future together, stronger and unstoppable. I am pleased and excited to unveil the OECS SKIP. Take a look.
Imagine a Caribbean where every young person has the skills to thrive in a rapidly evolving world. This is the vision of the OECS Skills and Innovation Project, SKIP. This project is a truly groundbreaking initiative aimed at accelerating regional integration, empowering youth, and promoting sustainable growth across the Caribbean. The project seeks to strengthen post-secondary education frameworks, building a future-ready workforce for OECS member states and beyond. The regional components of this initiative are funded by a $6 million World Bank grant and will benefit all English-speaking OECS member states with a 6-year implementation period up to 2030. The project will aim to enhance the quality and relevance of TVET programs, elevating skills development and employment opportunities. Grenada and St. Lucia have each secured an additional $15 million towards their country-specific initiatives. The project is strongly aligned with the OECS Education Sector Strategy OECS 2012 to 2026, emphasizing collaboration and harmonization in education. By unifying education standards at the post-secondary level, we are setting a foundation for regional growth through innovation and technology integration while prioritizing skills that drive the Caribbean's future. SKIP has 4 key components, each designed to strengthen regional collaboration and innovation in post-secondary education. As part of the OECS's mission, SKIP focuses on building cooperation across the region. Component 1 focuses on fostering regional collaboration for skills and innovation in post-secondary education. This component, being implemented by the OECS Commission and funded through an IDA grant, is designed to create a strategic framework for post-secondary education across the OECS member states. It aims to improve regional data on post-secondary education and establish a thriving regional innovation ecosystem. Component 1 has 2 subcomponents. Subcomponent 1.1 supports developing regional collaboration in post-secondary education. This includes technical assistance to create a regional strategic framework, common learning standards for priority skills, and a platform for faculty and student exchange, the OECS Virtual Campus. This initiative will also enhance regional data sharing through a new Education Management Information System, or EMIS, to inform post-secondary strategies across the OECS. Subcomponent 1.2 establishes regional innovation ecosystems, inviting participation from post-secondary institutions, entrepreneurs, and the diaspora. The Knowledge, Technology, and Innovation Platform, or KTIP, will connect educational institutions with business opportunities and support innovative initiatives. The KTIP will integrate seamlessly with the OECS Virtual Campus developed under Subcomponent 1.1. The work under this subcomponent will be undertaken in collaboration with the OECS Competitive Business Unit. Looking forward, SKIP is committed to empowering local institutions to support students. Consequently, Component 2 aims to strengthen post-secondary institutions and foster collaborative innovation. Led by project implementation units in St. Lucia and Grenada, this component will support national colleges and selected post-secondary institutions in implementing regional enhancement plans. Some of the regional initiatives financed under Component 1 are piloted and implemented at the national level through Component 2. These plans are designed to improve post-secondary education and align it with regional goals. Component 2 has 3 subcomponents. Subcomponent 2.1 helps institutions develop and implement regional enhancement plans. These plans include a commitment to resource sharing across OECS countries, joint research initiatives, and programs supporting students and teachers with disabilities. Subcomponent 2.2 focuses on developing priority skills for technical assistance and innovative teaching methods. Each participating country will enhance or create 4 flagship programs in priority sectors, providing career guidance services and improving the school-to-work transition for students. Subcomponent 2.3 enables the innovation ecosystem by sponsoring collaborative innovation. Through competitive matching grants, students, faculty, and entrepreneurs will receive funding to pursue collaborative projects that drive innovation in St. Lucia and Grenada. This initiative aims to build entrepreneurial skills and partnerships across the region. Component 3 focuses on project management and technical assistance. This component will support implementing project activities, establishing project implementation units, and strengthening OECS post-secondary education system performance. It provides funding and technical assistance for initiatives such as developing pathways from secondary to post-secondary education, financing the post-secondary system, and addressing educational barriers faced by men. Component 4 is the Contingent Emergency Response Component, or CERC. This emergency-focused component allows for rapid reallocation of the project funds in response to eligible national emergencies. This ensures that resources can be quickly mobilized in the event of a natural disaster or crisis. These 4 components aim to create a sustainable, resilient, and innovative post-secondary education landscape across the OECS region, driving forward a new era of opportunity and regional collaboration. Inclusion is at the heart of this initiative. Through consultations with the private sector and disability organizations, we are identifying and removing obstacles to education for learners with disabilities. Our goal is to achieve a truly inclusive OECS education system that supports all students, allowing every individual to realize their potential. Partnerships fuel innovation. This project fosters collaboration between OECS member states, the private sector, and academic institutions to bridge skill gaps, promote technology transfer, and enable sustainable growth. Through joint research and public-private ventures, the OECS Commission is building an ecosystem where education and industry evolve together. Ultimately, this project empowers the next generation by providing opportunities like hackathons and skill-building challenges. It's about creating pathways to careers in innovation-led sectors and igniting entrepreneurial ambitions. SKIP will enable 40,000 youth to be trained, 10,000 among Grenada and St. Lucia, 125 firms and entrepreneurs benefit from innovation grants. A unique opportunity for 5 firms or entrepreneurs to collaborate with Youth for Business process improvements through the Knowledge, Technology, and Innovation platform. With a commitment to integration, equity, and innovation, the OECS Project for Innovation and Skills Development is more than a project. It is a step toward a resilient and unified future for the Caribbean. Be a part of the transformation. Join us in building a resilient and unified Caribbean, where education, innovation, and opportunity knows no bounds.
How are we doing? Everybody's good? We've been treated to musical renditions, painting, a moving speech from Mrs. Cicera Simon, our head of the Human and Social Division, and a very informative video. So I'm checking in as well, in addition to our invited guests who are here in the room, with our online viewing audience. If you're still with us, online viewing audience, you're having a good time, put a thumbs up on the chat, Facebook and YouTube. Thank you. So thank you, Mrs. Simon. Now, you were very excited. I picked up on that when you were giving your remarks. And I don't want that excitement that you had to be lost because we've looked at that very good video, that equally good video. But Mrs. Simon mentioned, because you acknowledged Dr. Nurse, who at the time would have been the principal of South Lewis Community College. And it got me thinking. I said, I know why she's so excited. Because Mrs. Simon, I like to say to myself that Dr. Jules is our visionary leader. But sitting in HSD and listening to Mrs. Simon speak, I'm like, she's certainly our inspirational leader. Because she's like, okay, how can we get this done? And she's always empowering our esteemed colleagues who are doing the work, the technical specialists. And, I commend all of them as well. So, but I want to go back to when you recognized Dr. Nurse. And Dr. Nurse, thank you for joining us today and all the contributions you've made, and everyone else who would be too numerous to name here. There was a meeting in 2022, a higher education meeting, and Mrs. Simon would have invited together with her team ministers of education, and it was online too, because remember, post-COVID, representatives from higher education, ministers of education, and community college, and there were TVET representatives as well. And sometimes people like to say or like to ask, why are they having all these meetings? But good things come out of meetings. SKIP has come out of meetings because actually the meetings are not intended to just be about talking. They create a real forum and a platform to get everybody's views, let all the views contend. And we have bright people in the region and they do a lot of research. So sometimes in half an hour, they distill several hours of research that they have read and compiled to you, but in a targeted way to a problem, and a solution is offered, but you have the input of many different people who are representing their national circumstances. So in that meeting, there was a lot of discussions, and I'm not even sharing everything, I'm sharing what I am at liberty to say about the need and the importance to strengthen our higher education in the region, but also let us look at TVET. And so she mentioned a working group. So coming out of that meeting, those discussions, a working group. And that's where they got to work. So they didn't just get to sit into a meeting, they went to work for the people. And then Mrs. Simon and her team and others created SKIP, and they found the funding, and we thank you, World Bank, and our private sector partners as well. And here we are in 2024, now launching. So good things come out of meetings. And so I understand your excitement, because this is the culmination of, I am only checking 2 years of work, but I'm pretty sure you've been working even longer than that. So that was the reason for her excitement. And what she didn't say, and what I would say if I had more time, but I don't have more time, but if I had more time, I would tell you that OECS, in the HSD, we also have the Pearl, OECS Pearl, where we're strengthening and enhancing education for young students, early education learners. We are also, as I mentioned before, developing, and it's already developed, the new digital harmonized curriculum. So that's online as well as face-to-face. Then we have SKIP now with TVET. And Mrs. Simon, you've been too busy with your team. She wasn't patient to wait for SKIP, because it was this year you met with George Brown College. And they are an educational institution in Toronto. So they came down, Dr. Jules was there, Mrs. Simon was there, the whole team of technical specialists discussing opportunities for students in our region to go to Toronto to get further TVET certification of the highest order. George Brown offers, the last time I checked, at least 160 certificate programs. And so, listen, we're looking at post-secondary school students here in the region to benefit from SKIP. Then we have entrepreneurship for them through the OECS Startup Hub. I think there's an MSME grant currently under UBEC OECS where people are applying for grants. Please go check our website before it closes. And then as well, if you want to further upskill in your TVET, because remember it's first class, Dr. Jules said, let's move away from looking at it as second class. You can go abroad to further your studies and then come back and go to Silicon Valley through ACS and get the skills from Draper to start your business. We will have more Elon Musks. So Minister Edward, when you said 40,000 youth are going to benefit from the region, you said 40,000 youth will benefit from the region, they will be very well served. So I want to invite everybody, of course, to visit our website, www.oecs.int, because we put a lot of information on different initiatives that we're doing that people can benefit from. And I also want to, at this juncture, recognize Mrs. Beverly Dudonné, I saw you in the room. She is our Chief Educational Officer, Ministry of Education here in St. Lucia. Very happy you could be here today. You're welcome. And I would also like to invite you to join me in welcoming the Honorable Curtis King, the Minister for Education and Reconciliation of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, to deliver reflections.
Thank you very much, and a pleasant good morning to everyone. Let me request your permission to adopt the protocol that was so eloquently established by our chairpersons. Nevertheless, I think it is only fitting, though, that I acknowledge the presence of some very important persons in your gathering. Colleague ministers, Honorable Sean Edward, Honorable David Andrew, Honorable Octavia Alfred, Dr. Didicus Jules, Mrs. Cecile Simon, Ms. Diane O'Connor of the World Bank, Mr. Ryan Richardson, representatives of the Caribbean Union of Teachers, our esteemed youth and students of St. Lucia and Grenada, ladies and gentlemen, a pleasant good morning. It is both an honor and a privilege to make a brief contribution to today's groundbreaking and historic launch of the OECS Skills and Innovation Project SKIP. I speak as the Minister designated OECS Figure Champion and from Chairman of the Council of Ministers of the OECS, Dr. the Honorable Jeffrey Hanley, who is unavoidably absent. This initiative is a testament to our collective vision and commitment to elevating technical and vocational education and training across our member countries here in the OECS. You have heard about and no doubt read the details of this project. That is a finished project, but it took us some time to get here. I would like, therefore, to acknowledge the extensive efforts that have brought us to this point. We, the member countries of the OECS, held a retreat in St. Lucia in July 2022. The retreat examined the critical roles of post-secondary institutions and TVET in improving skills, growth, and productivity in the OECS. Several recommendations were made to address the gaps, including the truly prepare our youth for the future, we must foster an education system that is not only robust, but also dynamically responsive to the demands of the 21st century, as well as the emergencies and unpredicted weather systems associated with the climate crisis. This was followed by insightful study tours to Germany and Holland by a delegation representing the OECS member countries. These two European countries have long set benchmarks in TVET practices, blending theoretical knowledge with practical application almost seamlessly. The lessons learned from their competency-based education models have inspired us in the OECS to reshape our approaches, ensuring our programs are equally effective and impactful. Today, in every member country, there is a growing recognition that pivot is crucial for developing a skilled and adaptable workforce. This SKIP project, therefore, aims to enhance the quality of TVET programs, ensuring that they are not only comprehensive, but also tailored to meet industry standards and the workforce needs. By monitoring students' transitions from education into employment, into real-world success, bridging the gap between classroom learning and professional application. Furthermore, this project is dedicated to enhancing youth transversal and advanced technical skills. These transversal skills, sometimes referred to as the soft skills, are essential in today's fast-paced and ever-evolving job market. They, when combined with the advanced technical skills, will empower our young people to excel in diverse fields. Our focus, therefore, on interdisciplinary knowledge and technological proficiency will prepare our youth to navigate and thrive in complex environments. Although St. Lucia and Grenada are the principal beneficiaries, there is a regional component in the project. In fact, regional collaboration is at the heart of this initiative. By fostering stronger partnerships between our post-secondary institutions, we can share resources, best practices, and innovations. This collaborative spirit will not only enhance the quality of education, but also drive continuous improvement and foster a culture of excellence across our region. As we embark on this project, I am filled with optimism and confidence. Together, we are laying the foundation for a future where every student is equipped with the skills, knowledge, and resilience needed to succeed. Our collective efforts will create an ecosystem that nurtures talent, fosters innovation, and drives sustainable development. In closing, I extend my deepest gratitude to everyone who has contributed to this project. Your dedication, hard work, and unwavering support are the pillars upon which this initiative stands. Let us continue to work together, guided by our shared vision of a brighter, more inclusive future for all. Long live our campaign for harmonized education in the OECS. Long live our campaign for an integrated OECS sub-region. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Curtis King, for your thought-provoking reflections. Prepare to be inspired as Sham Peter, a second-year student, soon to graduate, pursuing a career in legal studies, but always prepared to express his more artistic indulgences, takes the stage for a powerful spoken word poetry performance.
I'm just borrowing it. That's all. Yes, good morning. I'm a South second year student, just for clarification, you know, I have to represent. Thank you. The title of my piece is The Parable of Our Talents. A lesson, a prayer, perhaps a lecture. Alongside comfort and direction, these, I suppose, are the sorts of things found in Scripture. Thus, a new day, a new fixation. The age-old story, loyal servants, a beseeching Lord, a task set upon 3. Their master lacks the time, he cannot afford it. So, the first, he doubles his share. The second, the same. The last acts in sloth, renders before his master belligerent and lame. This a story you know, this a story I know, but I believe this story lacks substance in our context. So, let's readjust. New scene, new setting. A beautiful island, sand, sun, and sea. She's a saint. Not yet. Then her name is Helen then. Oh, it will be. Today, she's Ianola. Her Taino guests hard at work. Cassava breaching the soil, prayers in celebration of their hard work and toil. Despite their efforts, their strife, their glee, their tenancy ends quite tepidly. Oars are breaching their last wave. Kalanagos have set foot on shore. So what is this Carib experience like? Well, honored cadavers adorning homes, not simple decor. Carved canoes clashing against the contoured waves. Valiant warriors and civilized people all the same, standing on shifting sands. This ground soon too will change. It will be contested. For people from another world, an older one, has come to this glorious isle. The French have set their eyes and they have landed on their precious Santa Lucie. Their British sisters, siblings known to squabble, have arrived a bit later to stake their claim. Beguiling eyes now adorning the maiden. Her perky pitors, hills, valleys, and more. Contests for ages. St. Lucia, 14 divorces in her future. But the contest has now begun. British or French? What will be the Helen of the West? The feud, however, did not conclude the occupation of our Kalinago kin. For, with intense focus and an intent for perseveration, we will persist until the dawning of a new nation. Thus, 1979, separated from tight British bonds, stands a woman, open-eyed and lucid. The morning has finally come. Good morning, St. Lucia. There she grows, first literally, her golden yellow climbing to the clouds. Farmers providing provisions and profit for a premiering populace. A time of green thumbs, a time of keels cutting through waves looking for catch. Although the gold unfortunately learns to rust in a mixture of market jealousies and dark-spotted affliction, we still grew. A time of poetic and economic machinations, a time of keen and stern political oration, a time of bonjour madame, bonjour monsieur, a time of kind and compassionate national unification. Certainly see today artists, thinkers, changers. We are all the names our island has been and all the people who have walked among it. To think with all this we'd stay the same, a thought process simply deranged. For we are, as the old adage says, everything you touch, you change. In our parable, instead of 5 unto thee, and 3 unto thou, and 1 unto he. What talents have we? The same we've used in all our days to sustain, to adapt, to innovate, and to fight. We are all of you. We are the land, we are the people, we are the light. Thank you. You see, I put it back.
Testing. Okay, yes, you did, and you fixed it properly. Thank you. So I know that you applauded, but shall we give Mr. Sham Peter a second round of applause? Thank you for illuminating us with your spoken word poetry today. My commendations to not just you, but to Sir Arthur Lewis Community College. It is really refreshing to see spoken word poetry alive and thriving at the college. I think I recall reading, Tracy, that the college is doing a literary week in January next year, which is fast approaching. So let's put a note on that to our calendars so we can see more of the literary talent at the college. You have to let us know, Mr. Peter, when your book, your collection of poetry is available for sale, please. So we've done a lot here this morning, but the real work will start, of course, by the SCIP, PMT, the Ministry of Education in St. Lucia, and other ministries of education and implementing units in the region after today. So, you know, to use a term, the journey now starts. We hope that after today you will remain plugged in and on board with us. And as we do so, we know that our development partners will continue to play a key role in the implementation and success of SCIP. So, as I've mentioned before, and certainly Dr. Jules and Mrs. Simon, our development partner, the World Bank, has been instrumental in bringing this vision to life. And so I want to ask you to please join me in welcoming from the World Bank, Ms. Dion O'Connor, the Acting Country Officer for Jamaica and the OECS Commission. Please join me in welcoming her to give remarks. Thank you.
Let me adopt the protocol previously established, and I'd like to also recognize the ministers with us today. I'll go by the program. Honorable Sean Edwards, Minister of Education, Sustainable Development, Innovation, Science, Technology, and Vocational Training in St. Lucia. The Minister of Honorable Curtis King, Minister of Education and National Reconciliation of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and I think he's online. We also have the Minister of Education for Grenada, Honorable David Andrew. And we also have Mr. Sarah Simon, Head of Human and Social Division, the OECS Commission. I think we have recognized, yes, most persons on this program. So I want to say, honored guests, esteemed colleagues, and distinguished participants, as well as youth representatives, good morning. It is an honor to be here today for the regional launch of the OECS Skills and Innovation Project, SCIP as we know it. And on behalf of the World Bank, I extend my deepest gratitude to the OECS Commission, the governments of Grenada and St. Lucia, our education leaders, private sector partners, and above all, the youth or youth representatives who are here with us today and who stand to benefit from this transformative initiative. As we come together to mark the beginning of this project, we're not just celebrating the start of something new, we're embracing a shared vision, a partner's visioning that seeks to empower the Eastern Caribbean for the challenges and the opportunities of tomorrow. This project represents a bold step, a step forward in creating skills, opportunities, and collaborations that will shape the future of this region for generations to come. The OECS Skills and Innovation Project, SKIP, is more than just an investment in education. It is an investment in people. It is a partnership that seeks to nurture the very heart of the Eastern Caribbean by equipping young people with the skills, knowledge, and tools to thrive in a rapidly evolving world. This is a partnership between governments, institutions, and communities with a common goal: to enhance youth skills, foster innovation, and strengthen regional collaboration in post-secondary education. At its core, this project is about providing young people with transversal skills, skills like problem solving, communication, and adaptability. And these skills are crucial no matter the sector or career path. It's about preparing them with advanced technical skills that meet the demands both of regional and global labor markets. And just as importantly, it's about building the innovations ecosystems that will allow the region to diversify its economy and create new opportunities in emerging sectors such as renewable energy, the blue economy, health sciences, and the creative industries. What makes this initiative so compelling is its regional approach, a vision shared by all OECS member states. By working together as one cohesive bloc, the OECS can achieve far more than any individual nation could alone. The shared learning standards, the creation of a regional virtual campus, and the strengthening of post-secondary institutions are all designed to ensure that high-quality education and training are accessible to youth across all OECS countries, creating greater opportunities for growth and advancement. Through this partnership, we are ensuring that resources are used efficiently and effectively. By sharing expertise, facilities, and programs, we can maximize the impact of this initiative, providing access to world-class education and innovation resources to all OECS countries. This collaboration is about connecting the region's potential and ensuring that student, every educator, and every institution has the opportunity they need to succeed. The impact of this project will be far-reaching and profound. For the youth of the region, it offers the promise of opportunity, better jobs, higher earning potential, and the chance to make meaningful contributions to their communities and economies. For the private sector, it means more access to more skilled workforce and the chance to partner with post-secondary institutions in driving innovation and addressing the region's challenges. This project also provides a critical response to social issues such as gender disparities in education and employment. By creating targeted interventions to engage young men in education and support women's entry into traditional male-dominated sectors, we are creating a more equitable and inclusive future for all. This vision would not be possible without the commitment, leadership, and partnership of the OECS member states. The World Bank is proud to be part of this journey, offering both financial resources and technical expertise to support this project. But this is not our vision alone. It is a shared vision, a collective commitment that has been shaped by the leadership of Grenada and St. Lucia and the OECS Commission. And it is a vision that will continue to evolve as we move forward side by side. Together, we are not simply responding to the challenges of today, but preparing for the opportunities of tomorrow. This project is a promise to the youth of the region that we will invest in their future, to educators and institutions that we will provide them with the tools to deliver world-class education, and to the people of the Eastern Caribbean that we will work together to build a resilient and prosperous future. Thank you. On behalf of the World Bank, we look forward to watching this vision that motivated the preparation of this project to become a reality in the months and years to come. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Dion O'Connor. The youth are at the heart of this initiative. Please join me in welcoming one of my many distinguished predecessors as President of the Students' Council, Youth Representative, and recent recipient of the Rhodes Scholarship, Mr. Rhyme Augustine Joseph.
Good morning, everybody. Minister Edward, Minister of Education in St. Lucia, Senator Honorable David Andrew, Minister of Education in Grenada, other ministers, Minister Curtis King, who is online as well, Minister Casimir, who's in the audience, Director General, other colleagues, friends, all good morning. The truth is, you've put me in a good place, because really I could say in summary, but it is no secret, colleagues, that obviously I want to associate myself with the ideological position of this project, and I want to commend the World Bank and the OECS Commission along the member states with this particular initiative. And the truth is, there's no secret or serendipity that the education system from early childhood, as we've spoken about, up to the university level within our region, is tasked with providing quality education in alignment with the SDGs. But for a very long time, we've not been able to adequately prepare, as many of us have mentioned before, individuals for the labor force that is flexible, that requires student-centered approaches. But even more so, what we've recognized is that the education system is really insidiously existing in the exorcisms of the past. And therefore, the truth is, what it has done, as per what we've spoken about, is really ensure that, one, you have at times limited entry into tertiary level. You have a large migration of young people in search of opportunities elsewhere in circumstances where they can. You have that mismatch of educational instruction between what is being learned as part of the pedagogy and what is required for the jobs of the future. You have the fixation on examinations as a criteria of success. And therefore, you have a question of duality of provision and access, and that even in circumstances where a provision is broad, the quality at times may differ due to underlying socioeconomic circumstances. And therefore, the distinct position that we're in now as young people is that the Industrial Revolution has really fueled and churned out labor-intensive jobs and really made some of them obsolete and antebellum, and replacing them with jobs where technology is at the front and center of what the future of the work looks like. And therefore, our curriculum and our pedagogy must be very certain at being able to make that shift very quickly if it is that we are not to lose any more young people as part of the process. So I'm very pleased with this project, and I'm certain, and I hope rather, that the impact of the fourth revolution, which has essentially churned out routine and repetitive jobs and make them at risk because algorithms and other computers could sift out information much quicker and reach rational conclusions that would take individuals enormous amounts of weeks to do. And therefore, because we have this infusion of technology, the truth is a lot of our jobs in the future are going to be already entrenched as part of that system. And therefore, we must move beyond the learning and the memorization, the regurgitation of the right answers on high stakes, the formal final examinations, and move very swiftly into a future of work, for the most part, which allows us to fix that mismatch. And I'm happy that this program is focusing on that shift as part of the obsession with subjects and into skills, and allowing us to really fully democratize the technology as part of the process. Colleagues, you know it better than I do. The jobs of the future and even the present are in AI and machine learning specialists, sustainability specialists, whether it be business and intelligence analysts, neuro implant technicians, the virtual reality experience designers, the robotic engineers, the blockchain developers. The young people that I speak to are saying that these are the areas that they are interested in. And therefore, your project must, in a very real way, focus on the seismic shift from what I've mentioned of the past into being able to tap into the skill set of young people in the future. So I know that obviously you did not come here to hear me speak ad nauseum, but these are just some of the thoughts that I thought that I'd share with you. And that as we go through this project, is my hope equally that we close some of the gap, but at the same time remain sensitive to issues like revision of our national priority list and training, increasing our tertiary level expansion across the region, the repurposing of our examinations, but also being certain in our mind that the private sector equally must seek to also be part of the solution in relation to closing that gap. And at times, at least I dare say, not only complain about the formal education system not having the requisite skills to close that gap, but if it is that they too are also aware of some of these gaps and they too can fill in some of the voids, I think that would also help a long way. But I understand that they are a critical part of this process. Colleagues, as we go through this intrusion into technology, I want us to still be very cognizant of the underlying social issues which affect the quality of education. And therefore, the school child that we've spoken about, that the minister from Grenada has spoken about, there are certain underlying socioeconomic circumstances that we must never forget as we move towards this first. So I commend you on your bold initiative in being able to repurpose our education system. I wish you well, and I thank you for the opportunity to share some thoughts with you. I wish I could have been home in St. Lucia on this beautiful Friday to enjoy some love, but I'm away, and I hope you have the best of your conference. Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Augustine Joseph, for delivering the voice of the youth. In case it wasn't clear, I will add that Rahim is a product of the South Louis Community College. Not only a product, but he graduated valedictorian of his 2019 class. So I would say I'm in good company. I will now also invite you to join me in viewing testimonials from some youth of our region, Mrs. Ayla John and Miss Araya Modest. Thank you.
Nelson Mandela states that education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. And the OECS Skills and Innovation Project facilitates just that. I mean, this project will benefit TAMCC students immensely by enhancing their skills, fostering innovation, improving infrastructure, and providing resources for successful school-to-work transitions and global opportunities.
Greetings, everyone. My name is Aria Modest, and I'm here to inform you of how this project can impact us, the trainees of the New Life organization. I believe that the generous contribution from the World Bank can lead to the exchanges and betterment of skills, new ideas, new projects, renovations to the building, which can bring enhancements to NULO's infrastructure. It can also contribute to better cafeterial options, making this organization more versatile and accommodating for everyone. This project can also be used for the mobilization of NULO, making NULO more accommodating, having both online and in-person courses. The exchanges that would take place between the students of the two islands, St. Lucia and Grenada, it will allow the sharing of cultural activities and skills. We, the trainees of NULO, are forever grateful to the World Bank and Government of Grenada for your intervention in the lives of young adults.
So thank you to both of our e-presenters, the students giving testimonials, Ms. Ayla John and Ms. Aria Modest. Thank you as well to Mr. Rahim Joseph. Now, at the OECS, we really believe and we walk that talk of empowering the youth. We have the Youth Empowerment Strategy, OECS Yes. And you know, we believe the youth should be given a voice in shaping the future they will inherit. So when we have our OECS Council of Ministers meetings, where key discussions take place and decisions may be made, we have been, as of I believe it was last year, inviting young people to not only attend but to participate, so they get to participate in the discussions. Now, when you think of empowering young people, and you look at Mr. Rahim Augustine Joseph, he is the product of Sir Arthur Lewis Community College, the sacrifices and nurturing by his parents and his grandparents and the community around him, but also the Ministry of Education, our esteemed partner in this launch today, with this launch being done by both OECS and the Ministry of Education, because Rahim, to my understanding, I've had the pleasure of working alongside him. He has benefited in the OECS internship program. So my understanding is that he's been educated up until he went off to UE here in St. Lucia. And so it's very good and very key when you have ministries of education looking at academic environment, but also holistic environment. I want to commend the hardworking professionals, teachers, and technical experts at the Ministry of Education in St. Lucia. I know that the minister is here, Honorable Minister Edwards, speaking to the importance of SKIP. But I want to commend your ministry, Minister Edwards, for all that you do with just teaching. I know my kids are at school, teachers taking monies out of their pockets to assist students, sporting activities. Minister Casimir is here today. In March, there was the inaugural Council of Ministers, Youth and Sports, which Minister Casimir would have advocated for. So I want to commend St. Lucia, Ministry of Education, and all ministries of education across the region for the work that you are doing on behalf of our citizens and our youth. As we approach the end of our program, not just yet, but we're coming towards the end, and I know parting is always very sweet sorrow, we will now present another cultural showcase, and this time it's from the Spice Dance Company of Grenada. Please join me in giving them a warm welcome. Thank you.
From Grenada, if you please, the spice island of the West Indies. We are happy, peaceful, and gay, beautiful, healthy everywhere, and a warm sunshine every day. Our sea water is crystal clear, and so it is all through the year. Coconut palms and red tree lights ashore will make you feel at home once more. Fishing is a lovely sport. You can go in and open boat. Spend your vacation happily. Tell tales to friends and family. We are from Grenada, if you please. The Spice Island of the West Indies. We are happy, peaceful, and gay, beautiful, healthy everywhere, and a warm sunshine every day. Our chief does not beg and cocoa. Around the island these crops grow. Banana we must mention too. Bring in a handsome revenue. We have other local foods, and they all taste very good. We not put it on the shelf, enjoy the air for yourself. We are from Grenada, if you please. The Spice Island of the West Indies. We are happy, peaceful, and gay, beautiful, and healthy everywhere, and a warm sunshine every day. We are from Grenada, if you please. The Spice Island of the West Indies. We are happy, peaceful, and gay, beautiful, and healthy everywhere, and a warm sunshine every day. Chamba! Dancing so, mama, yes, yes, yes. Chamba 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 dancing so, mama, yes, yes, yes.
Thank you to the dance company of Grenada. I think we could all agree that that was a remarkable presentation. As we approach the conclusion of our program, we invite Ms. Ayla John, a student from T.A. Marisho Community College in Grenada, to deliver the closing remarks.
Allow me to stand on the protocol that was already established. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. When I was contacted to deliver these closing remarks for such a monumental event, I welcomed the opportunity with open arms. As the Student Council President of the T.A. Marisho Community College, speaking up for progress and advocating for initiatives that benefit students is a part of my daily mission. So standing here today feels quite natural. What makes this moment truly special, however, is the scale and the impact of this initiative. The OECS Skills and Innovation Project is a beacon of hope. It is a bold statement about the power of collective vision. The OECS Skills and Innovation Project is more than just programs and policies. It is about creating opportunities, transforming youth's lives, and empowering the next generation to rise above challenges and to also achieve greatness. So I am more than excited to be here, not just a proud representative of my country, but also as a voice for all students who will benefit from this incredible undertaking. Standing here as a student of the T.A. Marisho Community College in Grenada, I am deeply aware of the opportunities this institution offers, but also the challenges it faces. Walking through the campus, you can feel the weight of its rich history in the aging facilities. But at the same time, the need for repairs in the very buildings where we learn is undeniable. Often, my classmates and I discuss how our programs could better prepare us for the rapidly ever-changing world. Some courses, while relevant when initially designed, have not kept pace with the demands of today. And as we navigate the exciting yet complex world, it is clear that many of us are still trying to find our way. I am quite certain that these concerns are not just unique to TAMCC students, but for students across the OECS, whether in St. Lucia, Grenada, or other member states. They likely share similar experiences and aspirations. And this is why the OECS Skills and Innovation Project gives us hope. It allows us to reimagine what education can look like in our region. Better learning environments, updated curricula, and programs that align with the realities of today and tomorrow. And it doesn't just stop at imagination. It offers the tools and supports to make these dreams a reality. The commitment from governments of St. Lucia and Grenada to prioritize this project speaks to their belief in the potential of us young people across our region. Our leaders understand that the future of the Caribbean is in the hands of students like us. And the support from the regional and international partners, such as the OECS Commission, the World Bank Group, and others, further reinforces our collective dedication to creating a brighter future for all of us. And with that, I salute you. To my fellow youth here and those listening online, this is our time. Let us embrace the opportunities ahead, knowing that whatever we put forward into our education today will shape our future. We are the generation that will lead the charge for a more innovative, inclusive, and prosperous region. And I want to reiterate that this project is not just a step forward for us. It is a leap forward for us students. Together, with the support of these initiatives, we can make a difference. We can turn challenges into opportunities. And we can create the change that we want to see. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Ayla John, for your very moving remarks as a student president and as a student yourself. I don't know about you, ladies and gentlemen, but and tell me if you agree, but were you moved, because I know I was, by how Ms. John, as a student, speaking about thinking of the future with her friends and her fellow students, how very much aligned that was with what Minister Andrews was saying, the importance of having a flexible education system and preparing young people today for the world of tomorrow, the 21st century, as well as Minister Edwards, who cited how many students in the region, 40,000 young people, would be benefiting, and the importance of training them in technical and vocational skills, entrepreneurship, so they can create jobs and fit into the job market and innovate, as he said, and even Minister King when he presented. So sometimes, you know, the people who lead us, they also serve us, and they're very much connected with our needs and working for us. And so that really stood out to me, and I am very sure, I want to vouch, that Ms. John wrote her own speech. So that was a true synergy there of alignment. So I want to commend all of our leaders for being good servant leaders for the region. At this juncture, as you may recall, because I know you've been locked in with us for a minute now, but earlier we had our talented resident artist from South Louis doing a painting, and she has just informed me she has completed it, and she wishes to do the ceremonial unveiling.
Well, good morning or good afternoon to everybody. My name is Jordan Joseph, and I'm actually a past student of SAFA. I graduated a long time ago. Actually, I am an artist on my own. I am an entrepreneur. I have a business called the Jordan Art Studio, and this is, unfortunately, my work. It's undone, unfortunately, due to the time. I got a little nervous because of the opportunity, which I am so thankful for. But my idea basically is just to, the lady in green represents Helen, all her lush green forest, everything. I incorporated our flag because that is our pride. We are St. Lucian, and I am proud to be a St. Lucian as well. The little girl there is just representing St. Lucia, the future, which the children are our future actually. And with what you're doing right now, I guess it's going to help them do a lot. The torch that Helen has is actually all creativity, all innovation, everything, all ideas. It's just the spark for our younger generation. So she's handing over the torch to our children of St. Lucia. That is my representation. The yellow halos around their head is basically innovation, creativity, ideas coming out from Helen to our children of St. Lucia to better our St. Lucia. That is my idea. Thank you so much.
May I ask you to remain there and crave the indulgence of Minister Edward, Mrs. Simon, Ms. O'Connor, and Ms. Dudonay in joining us here so that you can make the presentation to them and we can have a photo, because this is very momentous. We've never done anything like this at the Commission, and dare I say at the Ministry, where a student has painted in person, and I'm sure this will be well displayed, beautifully displayed at the Ministry. Minister, Mrs. Dudonay, Mrs. Simon. And with apologies for the oversight, Minister Andrews, who's joined us from Grenada. Thank you. May I ask Ms. Solomon, the program manager for SKIP, Ms. Ayla John, and Mr. Naeem Filbert from South Lewis, a student, to also join in for the second picture. Please, ladies and gentlemen, one more minute, and then you'll be done. Thank you so much. And Dr. Marjorie Jameson Charles, who is in the room with us, principal of South Lewis. Could you please join us as well? Thank you.
Can you fit in there? Yes.
So thank you everyone for joining on board to take the photos, and also our viewing audience online for your patience, and our online participants, our ladies and gentlemen who are here, for allowing us to have that photo moment. I want to make apologies for our Director General, Dr. Didicus Jules, who had to exit earlier, a short while ago. He has to travel, and he was not really supposed to have been here today, but he made the effort, even though it meant he's going to be cutting it very close to reaching at the airport in time. So we thank him for attending, and we wish him a safe flight, and we hope that you will accept his apologies. Thank you. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've almost been waiting for. We are nearly to the end of our program, so those of you who have remained with us online, and those of you who are still in the room because we're watching the doors, we thank you for remaining. You know, I want to say that as a joke. Everybody is free to leave. OECS and the ministry is not detaining anybody wrongfully. And we thank you for making the time today from your busy schedules to have remained. So as we draw this wonderful event to a close, I want to invite, and please join me in welcoming Mr. Ralmore. Mr. Ralmore Richardson. He's been very key to the success of this event, and he's going to deliver the thanks to all those who have played a pivotal role in making today possible.
Thank you, Master of Ceremony. Minister for Education, the Honorable Sean Edwards, Minister for Youth Development of St. Lucia, the Honorable Kenson Joel Casimir, Minister for Education of Grenada and Senator, the Honorable David E. Andrew, Minister for Education of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, the Honorable Curtis King, Minister for Education of the Commonwealth of Dominica, the Honorable Octavia Alfred, Parliamentary Secretary in the Ministry of Education in St. Lucia, Dr. Pauline Antoine Prosper, Director General, Organization of Eastern Caribbean States, Dr. Didicus Jules. Please permit me to adopt the established protocols. It has truly been a great Friday morning, and my task is very simple. It is really to give recognition to those who have made this auspicious event truly successful. Special thanks to everyone who has graced us, basically taken your time and blessed us with your presence, whether physically or virtually, taking time from your competing tasks. Heartfelt thanks to the Honorable Sean Edwards, the Honorable David Andrews, Honorable Curtis King, Director General, and Mrs. Sistra Simon from the OECS Commission for your splendid remarks and presentations. Immense gratitude is expressed to Ms. Dion O'Connor, who has graced us from the World Bank, and the excellent representation from our youth representative, Mr. Raheem Joseph and Ms. Ayla John. Please join me in showing our appreciation by giving our presenters another round of applause. Special thanks to Mr. Michael Fletcher, the Jamaican Talent House presenters, and the Sir Arthur Lewis Community College students in St. Lucia, as well as the Spice Dance Company of Grenada for showcasing your respective cultures. These were thoroughly enjoyed. Thank you for your hard work and your preparations. Thanks to Ms. Victoria Levin and the task team from the World Bank. Our gratitude to the entire World Bank SCIP team for their continued support and guidance. Thanks to Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Education, St. Lucia, Mr. Kendall Kodra, and team led by Ms. Linnell Malzier for her unquestionable commitment to a joint launch, backed by tangible contributions and support, were exemplary. Please extend our heartfelt gratitude to your respective team members for their many contributions to this event. Thanks to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs for the courtesies extended as well. Thanks to Mr. Elvis Morin, Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Education of Grenada, who from the onset immediately agreed to a Grenadian contingent which has materialized. A warm welcome to you and your team to the Helen of the West Indies, beautiful St. Lucia. Special thanks to Ms. Nyla James for ensuring that her country was well represented. Immense thanks to the team of the Education Development Management Unit, Pool Procurement Services, Finance and Accounting Unit, Communications Unit, and the Office of the Director General at the OECS Commission for their invaluable support, their guidance, and their contributions to this event. I should note that from the OECS SCIP's conceptualization to now its implementation, the OECS SCIP has had a force pushing through the many obstacles and the inundated tasks. This person has paid keen attention to every detail. It is extremely rare to find a more dedicated project director than Mrs. Sistra Simon. Hats off to you for your stellar efforts and for your representation. To our service providers, Ms. Jeanette King at the Harbor Club, Mr. Glenroy Simon, camera clips, Ms. Vonita Bruce, our decorator, and all the vendors for their excellent services. We thank you. Thanks to our entertaining MCs, Master of Ceremonies, Ms. Malaika Thompson-Senak and Mr. Naheem Filbert. Your collective support and commitment has highly motivated us. The OECS SCIP Regional Project Implementation Unit and the National Project Implementation Unit in St. Lucia and Grenada, and to catalyze efforts towards achieving OECS SCIP project objectives. Thanks to the media for event coverage, ensuring that the true value of SCIP can reach our most valuable stakeholders, the youth of the region. As I close this vote of thanks, I want to leave you with a thought to carry forward. The OECS SCIP is more than just an initiative. It is a movement. It is a movement that plants seeds of opportunity. I apologize for that. To grow leaders, innovators, and change makers tomorrow. Let us remain steadfast in our commitment to see it flourish. Together, we hold the power to create a legacy that transforms our region and empower our generations to come. I thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much, Mr. Richardson. As we officially close today's program, we invite you to enjoy the promotional video and the OECS theme song.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests who are here with us in person, we are at the end at last. Thank you for making the time to come today for a meeting. Very highly engaged. You've been a wonderful audience. Ladies and gentlemen, and honored guests who are joining us online, if you are still with us, please put a thumbs up in the chat. And we want to thank you for also making the time to join us and follow online. As we are at the end, we wish to invite you, those of you who are in person, to join us for refreshments after. The ushers will guide you. To our audience online, we sincerely apologize. We wish we could have shared our refreshments with you. Sincerely, we do. I attend online meetings, and I often wish they could have sent me the food, just beam it via Scotty. We're not able to, but I hope that we will be able to connect with you through other SCIP initiatives. SCIP is being implemented across different islands. There will be community engagement activities and other things. And so we hope that you will connect with us, and we'll connect with you, and that we can break and share bread then. In the meantime, I want to encourage you to follow the OECS pages online, follow our website, follow the Ministry of Education, St. Lucia, Grenada, St. Vincent and the Grenada, those respective St. Vincent and the Grenadines, my apologies, those respective pages and websites online as well, so that you can be made aware of the updates when they're coming to your community and your country, so that we can share that bread. Thank you.
The OECS Commission, in collaboration with the World Bank Group and the Ministries of Education of Grenada and St. Lucia, presents the OECS Skills and Innovation Project. The OECS SCIP is here to enhance the quality and relevance of TVET programs and track students as they transition from education to employment. This project will improve transversal and technical skills while improving collaboration in post-secondary education. SCIP will introduce teaching standards and infrastructure across the islands to drive innovation, empowering the youth of the OECS to shape a brighter future. The OECS SCIP will be launched on November 29, 2024 at Harbour Club Resort in St. Lucia. Join the movement, own your future with the OECS SCIP.
Yeah, so we confirm with French results and the